figured it's been a minute since we've discussed anything about the RB-S12 project, so I'll go over it a little bit. I've been kind of procrastinating some things here and there. It's been cold out, like we've had some really cold nights. As you can see, there's ice everywhere. It's raining right now, which is actually surprising because it's usually snowing. What else? Yeah, no, that's about it, really. I've just been lazy. Sorry, guys. Today we're gonna do some stuff with the upper rad support. As you can see, I have made some progress. So yeah, we cut this thing out. I just did it off camera because I didn't really care too much. So I cut the top out all the way through, lined it up, got some stuff to fit, put a rolled edge here, and then I welded this stuff. Still got a weld underneath so I can grind the top off, and then I think I have to grind these off because I believe this is a little high right now and it needs to drop down a bit. And then some of the other stuff that we've done, since I'm not going to be running the factory plastic fender liner guard thingies or whatever it's called on this car, I just cut off the lip that was there where you would secure the plastic to, and I merged the this wheel well area, the rear wheel well, or the rearward wheel well, into whatever panel this part's called, mainly because it'll give me a wheel clearance for a larger tire. Just that way I can run like a factory size tire, because when you lower these cars even the tiniest little bit, you're restricted to like anything under a 24-inch tire, which honestly just, I don't prefer it. If other people do, that's fine. It's just not my taste. It is like 8 in the morning, I think, something like that. 8 or 9 in the morning. It's also yucky out. I'm gonna go grab some breakfast real quick, and then we're just gonna start tackling into the upper rad support and maybe possibly finish that off today and grind some more welds in the battery tray area, because I've just, that area has not been treating me well. I should have just replaced it, but I'm already too deep into it. I'm just gonna fill the pinholes and leave it at that. Okay, so I got that all adjusted and then fully welded up from the top side. I'm gonna grind down some of these welds and dress it up just a little bit where there's high spots where there was the 3 holes that I had to fill. And then we're gonna go grind this area down, see how flush I can get that. I can already see a few pinholes or a few spots where it didn't get full penetration, so I will probably have to go over them a little bit. But like for example, there was a large gap here, so up here is good, and then down here I foresee a little bit of lack of penetration, and then here as well I burnt the top of the new metal a bit, and then maybe a little bit right there. Anytime you can see like a line or a shadow, see how it's like blended well here but not here. When you grind this stuff down, you'll probably notice that it didn't penetrate fully. So tech tip, I guess, I don't know. But like this all came out real nice. You can see that the welds actually melted into the metal really well. Here this bead is done almost seamlessly for the most part, aside from a few imperfections here and there. Don't mind the splatter. It is a flux core. You're gonna get lots of spatter. It happens, not a big deal. So I'm gonna dress that up now and see what I need to go over with the welder, go over that, and then we'll move on to something else, possibly. So yeah, this kind of stuff happens a lot more than you realize. The panel was being friendly to me, and then it wasn't being friendly to me all of a sudden. Mind you, I did grind it down a little too much, where you saw me re-weld it again, so I just put a full bead there. We're going to grind it down a little bit less than what I want. And then I guess since I'm already bondoing it, we'll just seal it up that way and make it look pretty in that sense. I did a second pass here all the way around, so we're gonna smoothen this out a little bit, just enough to be able to bondo it basically, and the rest of that's good. I don't know if you can see it on camera, but she's pretty flat for the most part. Very workable, you know what I mean? So that's good. So I'm going to hit this probably with a flap disc instead of a grinding wheel, or maybe a little bit with a grinding wheel so I can level it, and then hit it with a flap disc just so I can smoothen it. It's got lots of penetration. I have to cut underneath a little bit. I'm not sure how well you guys will be able to see, but there's a tab right here I gotta cut off, a tab right there, a tab right there, and maybe just level off the two panels. There was a pinhole. I fixed that. Instead of doing it from up top and blowing down and whatnot, I just did it from the bottom because I'm going to leave the welds on the bottom. So yeah, that's where we're at right now. So the upper rad support plate thing, filler material, whatever you want to call it, is done. It took pretty much all day. These things happen. It is what it is. here's a rundown. 20 gauge sheet metal. I cut out the piece that was rotten. Well, pretty much all of it, even though it was just a little section here. And then I made a plate to fit. Put a little bend in it right here. And then a little bend here. And that's it. And then we just butt welded across the back. And butt welded everything in. And even down here. Underneath, not sure how much you'll be able to see. It's actually not too bad right now. I'm not going to do anything about that because I'm going to have another piece that comes down between these two. Probably to either the rebar or something else. Possibly the intercooler. But it'll have support there. And even right now it's actually hella stiff because the whole top panel just wants to move. If I really want to, I'll just weld this, and that's about it. But I really don't think it'll be that big of a deal because we're going to be running hood pins, possibly. I don't know yet, but I just want to maintain the factory location just in case we don't run hood pins. Underneath is all welded. I didn't actually weld underneath. I just didn't grind the welds down too much up top, so there are some low spots and imperfections here and there. That's okay. This is still exposed weld, but it is flat at the moment, so that's all I really care about. Underneath, not gonna grind it, keep the structure there. I think there may have been a tiny pinhole here or here, one or the other. I don't care about it. We are gonna Bondo this, so if you can see, I had to. This is a second pass on everything except for between here and here. So these welds, second pass, and then this back weld, second pass. And we're gonna leave the second pass welds on it. Like, I ground them down a little bit, but a lot of them are still exposed. So that's done. It's ready for paint, primer, Bondo, whatever. That'll be down the road. Unfortunately, I don't think I'm going to do anything else. It's like 5 o'clock, so I don't know. It's like 8 hours. Yep. 8 hours. Oh well. I mean, I took a bunch of breaks. I had lunch, breakfast. I'm going to go have dinner in a second. So yeah, if you like the video, like the video. Consider subscribing, and we'll see you next time.